Hey guys, welcome to another one of my videos. In this one, I wanted to talk about the adventures in grocery shopping in 2022. So I'll just start by saying I've always stuck to the more discount chains where I live. That would be grocery stores like Fresco, No Frills, Food Basics. I have always tended to really stay away from what tends to be the higher priced. This where you're going to tend to pay more overall. Those chains would be like Metro, Fortinos, Sobeys, Loblaws, and a lot of independent ones. Man, I've always tried to save money on bills, like grocery bills. One thing I've done is, I would say I'm more of a vegetarian. I do eat meat, but I try to get lean cuts. I don't eat much red meat, and I try to keep my meat and dairy are the two items that I try to keep very minimal when I buy my groceries. Like, I'll give a few examples. I used to eat yogurt. I quit yogurt. I stopped drinking cow's milk. I drink almond or cashew milk now. Yeah, dairy for the most part. And meat, I buy ground chicken or ground turkey. Right now at Fresco, I usually buy, they have these rolls of ground up. You can buy, they're rolled into 1 pound. You can get a bag of 4 of them for $10. I do eat beef sometimes. That's mainly in the form of hamburgers. Yeah, the main ways I get dairy, would pretty much eat any dairy nowadays, is pizza, and if I get cheese on my burgers. So, as if grocery shopping during COVID wasn't enough to deal with, the thing I hated the most about that was the when the restrictions first started and they were only allowed like 50 people in the store at a time, so you had to wait outside in a line. Meanwhile, once you got inside, all the COVID rules were out the window. People were getting really close to you, way closer than they should really be. And man, several times I'd be cashing out in the checkout line, and the person behind me would pretty much, I'd say like, they would always come behind me like within 2 feet even. And I would just like, several times if I had to, I'm not paying until they back up a bit. And I usually worked, and I stuck to that. Yeah, I'm not. I felt a lot of it was ridiculous, or when you had to wear a mask just to go into the stores. I did hold off on masks until they made them mandatory. Yep, I wore the masks, and I was so happy when this year, when they finally eased it so that we don't have to wear masks the majority of the time where we go. Because another thing, really crazy thing that I hated during COVID was some stores around where I live, more the retail ones, some of the food ones, they would have a worker standing right at the door with a table that had hand sanitizer on it, and you weren't even allowed to enter the store until you used some of the hand sanitizer. Sorry, I heard a weird noise at my door, sorry. A little bit freakier now because it's nighttime. Sorry. And that was just, oh, I hated that. It was, ugh. It's a lot better now that you don't have to wear a mask. You can enter a store, so much more freedom. But now, like, just when things are getting a lot better than that area, now we've got inflation, gas hitting record prices, and potential food shortages that might be coming, and I just do what I can. I try to have a bit of extra food, but I also have to shop I have to be very smart and frugal when I shop too, because, you know, just I'm not loaded with money, and just a couple other things like I have a couple of health conditions, so I need to make sure my meals are healthier, like nutrition wise. Like, I don't base what I eat on simply just what I crave and what I feel like having. I try to be smarter about how I eat, which is really a good thing nowadays. Which is really, I would recommend to everybody look into like nutrition, how to eat healthier, because your overall health really does matter, and it starts with how you eat. But anyways, with more of the inflation and shrinkflation, I wanted to share with you guys a few examples of what I've been seeing in the grocery stores lately. I'd say one of the biggest areas I've seen price increases are chips. All kind of potato chips. Like, there's a lot of them are like 3 or 4 something now for one bag. Like Doritos. Some places like Freshco, they're $3.99, but there's other places where they're 4 something. There's a popcorn I like, flavored Smart Food popcorns. I've seen them as high as about $4.29, I think. I'm having to do so many things. I'm having to enforce myself so many more times of only buying stuff if they're on sale. And I'm not buying that until it's on sale. Yeah, chips, canned beans. The healthier beans, not the baked beans. You know, beans like kidney beans and navy beans and black beans. I would buy for like chilies and soups as I use it as a substitute for meat. Saves a lot of money, and it has just as much protein, if not more. The can of that was I remember it being 88 cents. I think they shot up to $1.99. The first example I had from a price shock due to inflation, I would say definitely salad dressings, particularly the Kraft brand. It's even at a place like Freshco and No Frills, they've gone from $2.99 to $3.99, $1. And I'm just get kind of mad because some of these foods have increased by, the inflation is supposed to be like only what, 7 or 8%, and yeah, bullshit. A lot of these foods have gone up by a higher percentage than that. $1. That's like a third increase of its overall price. And okay, so just this week, I went in to buy soup. I just wanted the small cans, the 284 milliliters. This is a little one. Now this is the store brand of Freshco. These were 99 cents each. Okay, on the shelf below, they had cans of Campbell's soup, the same size, the same basic flavors like chicken noodle, vegetable, tomato, mushroom. And guess how much they were? $2.29. Now that's needless to say that none of them had moved. Those shelves were pretty full. The where I took the shelf I took these off of were like more than, you would think it was about half empty. And lastly for this video, I just want to show you the biggest example of shrinkflation that I have ever seen. And for this, I know they started doing this, I believe, even before COVID. Okay, so, well, believe it or not, I don't buy cookies that often. And that is the truth. I don't buy them a lot. It's not the odd time I do. Sometimes I do, but this might be the last time I buy cookies. My favorite is Oreo. I seldom buy those because I eat them too fast. If I would give any tip, do not buy Fudgios. Because the cream that they put in the middle is not only very thin, I swear it's like the size of a quarter compared to what the whole cookie, like it doesn't even come out to the edges. So a few days ago I bought these, the Chips Ahoy. I bought a flavored kind. Let me just show you what they pass off to customers as a cookie nowadays. Size. That, I don't know if you could tell how small that is. Like, look at that, like compared to my hand even. Or I could do this. This is a can I was eating. Like, look, it's not even, it doesn't even fully fill up that space. Like, if you ask me, that's pretty damn pathetic. Like, these two cookies should be blended in together to make the size of what their cookies and what they used to be. Shrinkflation, it's a real thing, guys. I would say, if I were to give you guys any tips, I would say read the labels when you shop. Don't just grab stuff. I would say buy a store brand more often if you can, or generic brands. The majority of the products, guys, you're getting the same quality, the same stuff. Like your name brands, you're just paying for the name. The Campbell soup is a very good example. Same stuff, you're just paying for the name. I would say check the labels too. I'd say keep an eye on the fat content, the sugar content, and the salt content. You know, do I really need to buy that? Is there somewhere else I could go to buy this? Because nowadays grocery shopping is tough. It's shrinkflation, inflation, and just added stress on families and people who have to watch what they eat due to health conditions. Everything's becoming a lot more stressful, and in these days, I just hope things will get better soon, and that we can all make sure we keep eating. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching my video. Like and subscribe if you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.